the mirror just like the witch had told me to do. I took a deep breath. There was a yellow note inside the envelope. I took it out. Right as the sun was coming up, I began reading the spell from the note. In this place and in this hour, I call upon the ancient power. From dusk till dawn, I will understand everything from the sky to the ground. I had imagined a ray of light was going to wash over me and maybe even a voice along with it, but nothing happened. Was the witch lady a charlatan? Did you go all that way for nothing? The spell didn't seem to work, but I wanted to try it anyway. I took the math book that was sitting on my desk. Right at that second, something unexpected happened. Suddenly, I felt an irresistible urge within myself. The pages of the book started moving without me touching. Letters and math formulas appeared on the walls. They hovered up in the air for a while and then flew into my brain. Then everything went back to normal. I looked at the questions to see if I could solve them. In that instant, I realized that I had learned every single thing in that math book. I was able to solve the questions at lightning speed without a pen or paper. I was hyperventilating with excitement. I lay down on the floor. The spell had worked. It sounded incredible, but I was a math genius thanks to the spell the witch had given to me. My mom and Charlotte would be so surprised. I began laughing out loud. The day my mom and sister came back, I woke up early. I did the spell in front of the mirror. They would be home in 5 hours. Besides my math prowess, I was going to prepare a few more surprises for them until then. Charlotte had gotten excited about music and bought herself a guitar last year, but she couldn't figure out how to play it right, even though she tried hard. I took the guitar from her room. I found a guitar tutorial on YouTube. In 10 minutes, I was a total guitar virtuoso. Of course, I owed it all to the spell, but I was playing so well that for a second, I wondered if I really did have natural talent for it. My mom and Charlotte went to Mexico for vacation. I'm sure they had a pretty hard time because they don't speak a word of Spanish. I started hanging out at Spanish learning sites. Half an hour later, I was speaking Spanish as if it were my mother tongue. When my mom and sister arrived, I greeted them at the door. I helped them with their suitcases. Apparently, they thought I'd be upset with them. They were surprised to see me in such a happy mood. Charlotte cut to the chase to kill my buzz. Did you study math, dear sister? I'm sure you gave up at some point because you just don't get it. Mom said she was going to give you a quiz. You're going to fail, and we all know it. So, you don't need to stress out about it, she said. I smiled calmly. I actually had a very productive week. I realized math isn't that hard after all. I just have to stay focused while studying, that's all, I replied. My mom and Charlotte looked at each other and laughed in my face. My mom said, You studied math and understood? That doesn't sound credible to me. Then it's time for your little quiz. Let's see how I'm gonna do, I replied. My mom and Charlotte took the math book and started preparing the quiz questions for me. They came to my room and gave me the questions. Then they stood by watching me. They were both grinning since they were sure I was going to fail. There were 5 questions. I barely glanced at them and then gave them all the answers. My mom opened her eyes wide. We just prepared those questions. You didn't know what we were going to ask, but they're all correct. This is impossible, she said. Charlotte was as shocked as Mom. I'm sure she cheated. No way she could have done it so fast. She didn't even write anything down, she yelled. I saw that when you focus, math is not difficult at all. I actually had some free time to develop a few other skills than math, I said. Then I asked them in Spanish how their vacation went. Naturally, they didn't understand. Charlotte said in disbelief, You speak Spanish? Apparently, they needed someone who spoke Spanish in Mexico. Yes, I answered, and continued to speak to them in Spanish. They were both staring at me, mouths agape. Spanish is a really easy language to learn. It didn't take much of my time. There's actually one more thing I want to show you other than math and Spanish. I wonder if you're going to like this more, I said, and took my sister Charlotte's guitar. I said to my sister, why were you not able to learn how to play the guitar? It's like child's play, and began strumming. I was playing it so well that I was surprised at how powerful the knowledge absorption spell was. My mom and Charlotte had the biggest surprise of their lives that day. Looking into her eyes, I could tell how jealous my mom was of me. It was expected. I was better at math now than her beloved daughter would ever be. I excelled at playing a musical instrument Charlotte couldn't play. And I could speak Spanish as fluently as a native speaker. I learned all of this in 1 week. From then on, they have always been jealous of me because I keep surprising them with a new skill every day. Last month, I became a chess champion at the high school league. The mobile game I developed after learning coding became really popular. One day, I cooked Russian cuisine. The next day, Turkish. I have another skill that I don't show them. After casting the spell in the morning, I spent some time learning about the stock market. I got into it by buying a few stocks with my allowance. The money in my investment account hit $250,000 in no time. When it hits